All right, we're rounding out the Chapter 8 practice test here with the last 3 problems from the test, where we have number 2, where a woman goes to a sandwich restaurant where she's going to order a couple of things. She can get bread, meat, cheese, veggies, and a drink. And we want to know how many different things can she get. If she's going to go in there and get a bread, get a meat, get a cheese, get a veggie, and a drink, how many different combinations are there if she can only get one of each? So what we have to first do is identify how many different times can she make a choice. And she can make several different choices. The first choice she makes is on bread. She's going to make a choice for bread, and then she's going to make a choice for meat, and then she's going to make a choice for cheese, and then she's going to make a choice for vegetables, and then she's going to make a choice for drinks. And she can only choose one of each. So she has 5 different things that she's going to choose. When we talk about the bread, how many different bread choices can she pick? She has 3 choices, as denoted in the problem. She has 3 types of bread. She can get white, whole wheat, or rye. With the meats, how many different types of meats can she get? She can choose 4 different kinds of meats. When she gets the cheese, she can use or choose 3 different kinds of cheese. Vegetables, there are 7 options. And for drinks, there are 3 options. So assuming that she can only pick one of each, what we're going to do to find out how many there are is take all these numbers and multiply them together. 3 times 4 times 3 times 7 times 3. And when we do that multiplication, we get 756. So there are 756 different things that you can order given this situation of 5 options or 5 different things to choose from with several different options for each. Number 3 is the same type of question where we have a test that has 2 parts. The first part is 10 true or false questions, and the next part is 5 questions that are multiple choice. So we take a look at the first part is 10 questions. So we have 10 decisions that are going to be made. We're going to make a decision here, so on and so forth, 10 times because there are 10 true-false questions. When we come to number 1, how many options do we have for that? We have 2 options. Same thing with number 2 and 3 and 4. All the way to 10, each of these have 2 options because it's true or false. Well, what am I going to do with these 10 2's? I'm going to multiply them to find out how many different options there are just for that first part. In that first part, there are 2 to the 10th. Different options just for the first part. The second part then has 5 questions, and in each of those 5 questions, we have 3 choices because they're multiple choice of 3 choices. So the second part has 3 to the 5th power different ways you can solve that or answer that. And what we're going to do with the 2 to the 10th and the 3 to the 5th, just if we string these along the way that they are, we are going to multiply those together. 3 to the 5th times 2 to the 10th is 248,832. So there are 248,832 different ways to answer the test. 248,832 different possible tests that you could turn in if you took this test. And part B asks, if you guessed on every question, what's the probability you're going to get all of them right? Well, there's only one way to get all the questions right. When the answer key is made for this test, only one answer key is made. Only one set of answers is the answer key. So only one out of those 248,832 has all 15 questions correct. So not a very good chance if you're just going to go through and guess on all those questions. And the last problem, we have e to the 4th to the f power times e to the 4th. That equals 24. And what you are asked to do is find the value of f. And I'm going to cover this up. And I'm going to say to myself, what needs to go underneath that square? What times e to the 4th equals e to the 24th? And what I get is, or what I find, or just knowing the exponent rules, it should be e to the 20th that goes underneath that square. Because e to the 20th times e to the 4th is equal to e to the 24th. Because when we multiply two things that have the same base, we add their exponents. So this has to be 20, e to the 20th. So what needs to go under here is e to the 20th. but that's not what was under there. What was under there was e to the fourth to the f. But we now know that e to the fourth to the f, this right here, needs to be equal to e to the 20th. So I have to solve this equation. E to the fourth to what power gives us e to the 20th? And if I knew what f was, what I'm going to do with this number and 4 is multiply those numbers together. So 4 times what gives us 20? 4 times 5 gives us 20. Therefore, the value of f has to be 5.